Honorable Chief Justice ABDUL NAZEER for the inaugural address. ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಭಾಷಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಶ್ರೀ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ನಜೀರ್.
Honorable Mr. Justice A.S. Bopanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Srimati Justice B.V. Nagaratna, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Sri Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India. Honorable Sri Justice Prasanna P. Varale, Chief Justice, High Court of Karnataka. Honorable Justice G. Narendra, Senior Most Judge of the Karnataka High Court. Dr. M.R. Jairam, Chairman, Gokula Education Foundation. Mr. Sitaram, Vice Chairman, Gokula Education Foundation. Mr. Sri M.R. Anandram, Director, Ramaiah College of Law. Sri P.S. Prasad, Gokula Education Foundation, CEO of Gokula Education Foundation. Sri G. Ramachandra, CFO, Gokula Education Foundation. Professor Uma Mahesh Satyanarayan, Principal, Ramaiah College of Law. Honorable Judges of the Karnataka High Court, former Judges of the Karnataka High Court, learned senior advocates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the legal fraternity, my dear students, members of the media, my warm greetings to you all. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನಾನು ಕೊನೆಯ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನನ್ನ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೇಳುವ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸಮಯ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬಂತು. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in the Access to Justice Conclave organized here today as a part of Silver Jubilee celebrations of Ramaiah Law College and birth centenary celebrations of Karma Yogi Dr. M.S. Ramaiah, founder chairman of Gokula Education Foundation, in association with Karnataka State Legal Service Authority. Late Dr. Matikere Sampige Ramaiah, popularly known as Dr. M.S. Ramaiah, the founder chairman of Gokula Education Foundation, was a renowned visionary, philanthropist, and a pioneer in creating several landmark educational institutions in the country. Dr. Ramaiah established the Gokula Education Foundation in the year 1962, and after noticing the shortage of talented engineering professionals required to build a modern India, he envisioned MSRIT as an institute of excellence, imparting quality and affordable education. In the same tradition, the Ramaiah College of Law was established in 1995 with the noble mission of imparting quality legal education and upholding the concept of social justice. Since then, the Ramaiah Law College has produced several competent legal professionals and made invaluable contribution to the legal profession. I am happy to know that the Law College houses more than 1,300 students and has an impressive alumni networking comprising of more than 1,600 professionals. Incidentally, I should also tell you, both my children are the students of M.S. Ramaiah Law College. Coming to today's topic, coming to the topic of today's conclave, access to justice is no doubt a sine qua non for the welfare of the people in general and the marginalized sections of the society in particular. As you are all aware, equal access to justice is possible when free and forfeited legal aid and assistance is provided to the needy. In this process, the legal services clinics play a pivotal role as a catalyst in providing basic legal services to the people. I think the students have to listen to me carefully, right? Please raise your hands, otherwise you will go to sleep. All right, all right. Article 39A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall secure that the operation of the legal system promotes justice on a basis of equal opportunity and shall in particular provide free legal aid by suitable legislation or schemes or in any other way to ensure that opportunities for securing justice are not denied to any citizen by reason of economic or other disability. Articles 14 and 22(1) also make it obligatory for the state to ensure equality before law and a legal system which promotes justice on a basis of equal opportunity to all. Legal aid strives to ensure that constitutional pledge is fulfilled in its letter and spirit, and equal justice is made available to the poor, downtrodden, and the weaker sections of the society. The earliest legal aid movement appears to have had its beginning in the year 1851, when some enactment was introduced in France for providing legal assistance to the indigent. In Britain, the history of the organized efforts on the part of the state to provide legal services to the poor and needy dates back to 1944, when Lord Chancellor Viscount Simon appointed Rushcliffe Committee to inquire about the facilities existing in England and Wales for giving legal advice to the poor and to make recommendations. Since 1952, the Government of India also started addressing the question of legal aid for the poor in various conferences of law ministers and law commissions, and in 1960, some guidelines were drawn by the government for legal aid schemes. In different states, legal aid schemes were established through legal aid boards, societies, and law departments. In 1980, a committee at the national level was constituted to oversee and supervise legal aid programs throughout the country under the chairmanship of Honorable Mr. Justice P.H. Bhagavati, then a judge of the Supreme Court of India. This committee came to be known as CILAS, Committee for Implementing Legal Aid Schemes, and started monitoring legal aid activities throughout the country. Honorable Mr. Justice P.N. Bhagavati rightly observed, and I quote, legal aid means providing an arrangement in the society so that the missionary administration of justice becomes easily accessible and is not out of reach of those who have to resort to it for enforcement of it given to them by law. The poor and the illiterate should be able to approach the courts, and their guidance and their ignorance and poverty should not be an impediment in the way of their obtaining justice from the courts. Legal aid should be available to the poor and illiterate who don't have access to justice. One need not be a litigant to seek aid by means of legal aid. Just imagine, you have seen the play. Without the legal aid, what should have happened to that poor girl? I think we must give a round of applause for all of the players. The introduction of Lok Adalat added a new chapter to the justice dispensation system of our country and succeeded in providing a supplementary forum to the litigants for conciliatory settlement of the dispute. In 1987, Legal Services Authority Act was enacted to give a statutory base to legal aid programs throughout the country on a uniform pattern, which came into force on 9th November 1995 after certain amendments were introduced by Amendment Act 1994, and it is a giant step forward in making the legal aid services possible in the country. Honorable Mr. Justice R.N. Misra, the then Chief Justice of India, played a key role in enforcement of the Act. Here I am reminded of the judgment of the Supreme Court of India in Anita Kushwaha. It's a 2016 judgment. I quote, access to justice is and has been recognized as a part and parcel of the right to life. And in all civilized societies around the globe, the right is so basic and inalienable that no system of governance can possibly ignore its significance, leave alone effort to deny the same to its citizens. Unquote. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 16 calls for promotion of the just, peaceful and inclusive societies, providing access to justice for all, and building effective, accountable and inclusive institutions at all levels. People everywhere should be free of fear from all forms of violence and feel safe as they go about their lives, whatever be their ethnicity, faith or sexual orientation. It is based on respect for human rights, protection of the most vulnerable, the rule of law, and good governance at all levels. According to a report of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, it is estimated that about 4 billion people around the world live outside the protection of the law, mostly because they are poor or marginalized within their countries. As outlined by the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative report of 2022, India has 3,71,848 under trial prisoners in jails awaiting trial. 3,71,848 under trial, which is 76%, roughly 3 in 4 of all the prisoners in Indian jails, compared to the global average of 34%. According to a report of the National Crime Records Bureau, majority of India's under trials are from marginalized sections of the society, as high cost of litigation is one. The factors responsible for this trend. Sister Nagaratna actually requested all the senior counsels to take up pro bono cases, and I totally agree with that. Custodial populations reflect not only the social inequalities and discrimination, but also the socio-economic conditions. Although there have been interventions and reforms introduced by the legislature and the judiciary, the extent and duration of under trial incarceration on the rise, and such incarceration has a disproportionate impact on the most socio-economically vulnerable sections of the society, as noticed in a paper on bail incarceration, the state of under trial prisoners in India. Women often face multiple forms of discrimination. Yes, women face multiple forms of discrimination, violence, sexual harassment, and particularly affected by legal exclusion. Justice Arvind Kumar said, docket exclusion. It is essential to address these legal challenges to enable the basic protection of human rights. The Indian judiciary has always taken active interest in providing legal aid to the needy and the poor. access to justice for all is an important principle enshrined in the Indian Constitution. The judiciary, through its significant judicial intervention, has compelled as well as guided the legislature to come up with suitable legislation to bring justice to the doorsteps of the weakest sections of the society. Public interest. Public interest litigation is a shining example of how Indian judiciary has played the role of a vanguard of the rights of the citizens, especially the poor. Apart from public interest litigation and judicial activism, there are reforms in judicial forces which aim to make justice accessible by all by introducing local adalat system as one of the methods to provide free legal aid and speedy justice at the doorsteps of the poor. The legal aid clinics offer students of law a platform to participate in legal aid initiatives and to learn the intricacies of legal system. The work of these clinics is not restricted to providing free legal service alone, but extends to educating people about their legal rights, promoting legal services, spreading legal and social awareness, etc. Legal aid clinics work towards achieving the tenets of the Constitution by enabling the marginalized sections of the society access to quality legal assistance and services, which provides access to justice to all the people. I understand that the main objective of today's conclave on access to justice is to provide a platform for the legal aid service clinics established in law courts, universities and various other institutions to deliberate on the effectiveness of the legal service clinics in providing access to justice and to draw inspiration from the best practices adopted by them to ensure that they function in a more robust and vibrant manner. Today's conclave has been organized in three main segments consisting of Kanunu Samte, in which the legal service clinics of the participating law colleges display their best practices in providing access to justice. Samvada, a panel discussion by the stakeholders on the theme of access to justice through legal services clinics in the era of digitization, and Lekha, a peer-reviewed journal of the college in which articles of the theme of access to justice vis-a-vis legal aid services in India will be published in the Silver Jubilee edition of the college. I congratulate the management, faculty and the students of Ramaiah College on the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the college, and I wish them to celebrate many more such milestones in future. I appreciate the efforts of the team behind organizing this Access to Justice Conclave, focusing on the important aspect of effective functioning of legal service clinics as a catalyst in providing basic legal services to the poor people. Before concluding, I would like to draw your attention to the words of Father of the Nation, who said, and I quote, "My experience has shown me that we win justice quickest by rendering justice to other party." Unquote. Thank you very much.
Honorable Sri Justice ABDUL NAZEER has complimented and congratulated the efforts of Ramaiah College of Law, and at the same time has highlighted that the legal fraternity should ensure that the legal aid should reach each and every one to the doorstep, particularly the